great way.
Okay,
I'm
good.
digging it, dude.
Good, man. We're live?
Oh.
We're going live. Hit that shit. And just vibe out. We aren't even on screen right now.
Welcome to the dtalks podcast.
People in the studio.
Welcome to the dtalks pod where we don't know what the hell is going on.
I'm not like muted or anything, am I? Okay, good. Just get nervous. We're good. We're back. We're here. We're doing the thing. We're live. What's going on, D-Bags? Hope you guys are doing well. I'm back here again with another episode of the dtalks podcast, episode 140. And if you're new here and you enjoy music, podcasts, comedy, or hooping videos, do consider subscribing because we got a whole lot of that going on around here. And when you do subscribe or you like the video, it helps us share fun conversations like this one right here with more people. So consider doing that. Now, before I get into the episode today and introduce you guys to my guest this week, who I'm pumped to talk with, by the way, I got to talk to you guys a little bit about car insurance. These days, it seems as if we're able to do more and more from home. So while you're at home, why aren't you saving money on your car insurance? Your hometown agency, Kenosha Auto Insurance, specialized for literal years, dude. Years in simple, hassle-free car insurance using the latest and touch-free technology to help you and your family get the best rates. So, what are you waiting for? Give them a call today at 262-448-4141. That's 262-448-4141. The website's kenoshains.com. It's on the screen right now. It's linked down below. Give them a call. Tell them Rita dtalks sent you. The worst that could happen is you will get the best rates. Now, with all that fun stuff out of the way, I'm pumped to sit down and kick it with my guest this week. We don't know each other a whole lot. We only met once before this. And funnily enough, we were on our way to a drag show when we did meet. But he's a really interesting guy, and we had some fun conversations while we were doing that. So let's give a wet dtalks welcome to Jack Brunati. He's here in the studio. I said the last name right? Awesome, man. I'm one for one today. That's bomb. So I mentioned that we met at a drag show, or on our way to a drag show, I should say.
Yeah.
I think people probably, maybe just by looking at us, would be able to tell or sniff it out of us that we're probably not the target demographic for a drag show.
Yeah, no, I first drag show for me, had a good time. You know, my good Alyssa's good friend, my friend.
Fantastic.
He's sitting over there.
Johnny Pfluger.
Johnny had a good time. It was a good time seeing him.
Yeah.
He really stole the show.
He did steal
honestly.
the show. I'm not first drag show for me as well.
Yeah.
Johnny Pfluger, for those of you guys that maybe are wondering, he's been on the show. He's gonna be back too soon. It was his birthday and we went to this drag show for him, and I gotta say I was impressed. I wasn't sure what a drag show even was. Mm-hmm. Like I never saw the TV shows. Like is it Rand Paul's drag?
RuPaul.
Who's RuPaul? Okay, I'm gonna get canceled right now. That's fuck. Who's
Yeah.
Rand Paul? Is that somebody?
Yeah, that's a old senator.
Oh, that's a bad guy. He's a bad guy. Yeah,
well,
yeah.
I think that's Ron Paul from Wisconsin. Rand Paul, I think, is Florida.
Rand Paul, Ron Johnson doesn't.
No, Paul, the Paul name.
Cavs and 6, bro. Cavs and 6. It don't matter. Okay, but so it's RuPaul. Johnny's looking very depressed now that I said it that way. But yes, I never saw any of that, and I didn't know what to expect going into it. I will say this: it was Lips in Chicago.
Yeah.
So if you guys are ever in the area, check it out. It was actually a lot of fun. Crazy shit. The amount of like time that I imagine goes into like their fucking costumes.
Yeah.
Their like set pieces, and especially I felt like the like host or MC just did like crazy job.
Host stole the show in my opinion. I thought the host was the best part of that. Do you remember Callie Murray?
Oh yeah.
I thought they did a great job. The
Yeah.
Lady Gaga impersonator did a great job.
Yeah.
Forgot her name, their name.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah. How does that work? Can you inform Johnny? How does that work? Is it they're because
Usually when they're in drag,
it's she her? Okay. That's what. Okay. I wasn't sure. But yeah, it's fair to ask the question,
Yeah,
right?
but
that-
uninformed.
Yeah. It was crazy though, just to see like the amount of time that I imagine goes into that. The execution was on point. The fact that it's an interesting dynamic. They really they cram in a whole lot of people into this thing, and it's just like we're just gonna go all out. And for people that don't know, it's dancing, it's lip singing, it's real singing for some of them, and this costume design from what I gather, and it's crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy night.
The food was good too. They serve you the full
know what?
dinner.
The food was good. I wasn't a huge fan. I thought the mac and cheese was a little cheesy, but
A little too cheesy for mac and cheese?
well, I mean, there's a limit, right? There has to be a limit.
Maybe not for me. I think that's how I've developed.
Okay.
I may have developed GERD recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know someone who has GERD.
Yeah, I think
actually
it's
call
because
it
there
GERD.
wasn't a limit for me. Like, there's never been a limit my whole life on the cheese thing, and I think that may be the problem. I literally, like, even right now, so like today, I recently started vocal lessons in like the past like month and a half, and all of a sudden I went to like my teacher like last week, and I was like, hey, it feels like there's like a lump in my throat, and like it feels like I'm about to cry all the time, and I don't have to cry, at least not right now. And I'm like, what's going on with that? And she's like, how is like your diet, whatever. And I mentioned, I'm like, well, I do forget to eat for like ridiculously long periods of time, and then I eat shit like pizza or really cheesy mac and cheese. And apparently, yeah, that'll do it. That'll give you really bad acid reflux, and I basically had that like prolonged now for like the last 3 weeks, where it's like chest pain, neck pain. Like right now I've got like, it's like swollen right here. Yeah. And I like can feel it as I'm talking. Not great.
Are you ever taking Tums? Like, are you just?
I just got some Tums. And
yeah,
like
you should. Tums is the first part. You know, I don't know if I jumped to Gertie right away.
Yeah.
But
it's been a few weeks now, and I've been taking Tums now for I've been taking Tums for like 4 or 5 days, like to try like ease this shit. But I was told you shouldn't take them every day, and I've been trying to like eat a little less cheese the last like 2 days because I just don't want to give it up. Alyssa has something to say.
I have GERD.
You have GERD.
Yes.
You're not about to gatekeep this disease from me, right?
Me
It's
and
okay.
Jack call it Gertie. I just wanted to let you know I have some pills and medicine if you'd like.
What is it? How did you know that you got it?
I was diagnosed with it.
How did you get diagnosed?
I had intense chest pains for about a year.
That's what's going on, dude. It feels like I wake up sometimes and it feels like somebody's like taking
pushing,
this and just like shoving into my chest.
In the Vampire Diaries, Darren, like if someone were to like rip your heart out, that's what I feel, like a squeezing or something.
I don't need to see a doctor now. I know.
have
It's
Gertie.
confirmed. It's confirmed. Well,
now
thank
you.
you.
Just
That's
need
all.
A prescription for pantexaprol.
That's what I need?
Yep.
Okay. That's fair. Well, maybe that's what I got to get going. So you weren't a fan of the mac and cheese though that night.
You know what? I wasn't, and I think part of the problem was Alyssa got this like shrimp fettuccine alfredo, and it was really good.
And you were
so
like,
I was a little jealous.
Sitting right next to you too.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck.
Yeah.
I got this fucking cheesy mac and cheese. I can't believe that was your gripe with it. It was too cheesy.
Well,
but then again, I've developed this disease, so that could be my shortcoming.
Honest to God, I think I've eaten more cheese than you.
Really?
Honest to God, just looking at us.
I don't know, bro. It's like the only thing I eat.
Yeah.
Like every meal. Like when I was in college, still to this day, basically only eat quesadillas. Like it's like my number one meal.
Do you throw some chicken on there?
Yeah. It's chicken quesadilla, or if we have a little bit of steak, a little steak quesadilla. But yeah, mostly just buffalo chicken quesadillas every meal.
Okay.
If I'm not at like work or out, but
yeah.
So how do you think that you've eaten more cheese than me? And you're from Wisconsin as well, right?
I'm from Twin Lakes.
You're from Twin Lakes, Lake Hood. We both went to the same grade school.
Yeah, we did.
For a time, you moved though.
I moved in 5th grade to Lake Villa. That's it's about 30 minutes from here, so not too far.
Upgrade from Lake Hood?
I would say it was an upgrade for my parents. I don't know if it was an upgrade for me. I mean, I didn't. I had friends here. This is where I built my life. But I mean, maybe in the long run, upgrade for me. But upgrade for my parents.
Okay.
We have a nicer house now.
But you're still a cheesehead at heart. You still love cheese.
I'm a Bears fan.
Okay, I'm a Bears fan as well. Yeah.
Chicago sports teams, cheesehead at heart.
Food wise, culinary wise, I'm eating cheese. I'm putting cheese on everything.
I mean, you're not going to get dairy from Illinois. You're going to get it from Wisconsin.
Yeah. So you think you've eaten more cheese than me though? How so? What's like the cheesiest shit you've ever eaten?
What's the cheesiest shit?
Or like
I've
the
ever
most
eaten?
cheese you've ever consumed in one sitting?
All right.
Because I've done some fuck shit to my body.
Well, recently, I made my girlfriend very mad, right? And she sent me this mac and cheese recipe, and it required like pounds of mac and cheese. We're not talking just normal amounts. We're talking.
Why is it so much?
Well, she wanted it, dude. And I made her mad.
That's fair.
I was shredding this cheese over, and I was like, "My God, this is a ridiculous amount." I swear to you, I was pulling it up maybe a foot above the pan. I was pulling it.
It's
from
just cheese. What was it, like a multiple cheese blend, or
Yeah,
like
it was. You got your cheddar, sharp cheddar, white cheddar, Parmesan. You
damn,
got some spicy cheese in it. I mean, it was a lot of cheese.
sounds
dude.
fucking good.
Yeah. I wish I had a picture. I would show you.
Okay, so you guys just made that pretty recently.
Yeah, I made it.
Oh, you made
I'm
it.
not giving it
No
any
credit.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's
Oh,
fair.
man.
No, that's what we had we used to do, like a thing on this channel called Dee's Kitchen, where I would give, it would be like really stupid, like easy to make things like mac and cheese.
Mhm.
And then I would give them, like, we'd be shopping at the store, they'd have like 10 minutes to get all their stuff. Halfway through, I'd be like, here's the wrinkle, you got to make it with lasagna noodles, or like some fucking stupid shit like that, right? And we had one of my friends, he ended up like burning the roux that he made for like his sauce of that week. And so to redeem himself, he ended up later that week making me this mac and cheese that was like you said, like 5, 6, 7 cheeses. And there was like this like ghost pepper cheese in there, just a little bit though, and it was so fucking good.
Yeah?
Like so
Okay.
fucking good. But if you put too much of that in there, it'll fuck you up.
Yeah.
Have you ever had scorpion cheddar cheese?
No, but I've had the ghost pepper cheese.
Yeah.
At we get it from this place called Tony's Market in Round Lake.
Oh, okay, I've
Ghost
never
pepper
been there.
cheese is good. Yeah.
Yeah, I've had the ghost pepper, and so I used to work at the apple orchard over here in Twin Lakes, and they had like a little deli with all these different like cheeses and shit. And I worked in the deli for like a year, and there was the ghost pepper cheese was like the hottest cheese for the longest time. And then like my last year there, or maybe last or second to last year there, they got like this scorpion cheddar cheese that was like, it was like, I think it's like engineered, like a fake, completely fake, like whatever, to be hotter than ghost pepper one, just so they could like, we got a new one, it's even hotter.
Yeah.
I bought like a good chunk of it. We brought it, we pulled this prank on one of my friends at the time. We were like making grilled cheeses, like one night we were all just chilling. We threw like a slice of that on, a full slice. I tried like this much of it, like a speck of it, and I downing gallons of milk, bro.
Really?
Like it was fucking me up. We put a whole slice on his fucking grilled cheese.
He's probably fucked up.
He was fucking
Yeah?
I thought he was gonna be sick. He got so mad. But
Oh man, spicy stuff will do that to you.
are you a spicy food person?
I like spicy food. I definitely have had some spicy food struggles though.
Okay. What are the struggles of spicy food that you've endured?
That I've endured. Okay. Let's see.
Because I don't go very hot. Like
You don't go hot?
Here's the thing. I know, and I'm gonna say this right now, and I know, Sean Evans, when you're watching this, doing research for me to be on Hot Ones, you're gonna play this clip back to me, and it's gonna suck. I know I'm gonna be famous one day, and I know I'm gonna have to do the Hot Ones show. I know I'm gonna I'm gonna embarrass the fuck out of myself, or I'm gonna train for once I book it. I'm gonna train for weeks and weeks to be able to do it, because I'm telling you, I will die.
You can't be the guy that fails Hot Ones.
I will fail. Like I will do it. I will try. I will sit there. If he's down to film for 12 hours, I'll be there.
Let me tell you something real quick. All right, so at Antioch Pizza, that's
Okay.
where I used to work. Right,
Okay.
a couple months ago, I worked there for 2.5 years. So when a new guy comes into work, if he wants his shirt, you got to do the wing challenge. All right.
What's the wing challenge?
The wing challenge. So my boss Chris, he bought this hot sauce off Amazon. Right. It's not like good. It's not good stuff at all. It doesn't taste good. It tastes like shit.
Okay.
But it's like 600,000 Scovilles. Right?
Fuck, bro.
So he drenches a little bit of that on a bunch of wings, and whoever challenges him has got to eat the wings, right?
Whoever challenges him?
Whoever challenges, and then the guy who has to eat the wings as well. So it's 3 and 3. All right.
Shit.
So I did that about 8 times, but then the last time,
God, why are you doing that to yourself?
Listen,
It's not even good, you said.
it tastes like shit. It's pride.
It's a pride
It's a
thing.
pride.
Okay.
Okay. Last time though, my buddy Victor, he works there, still works there. He got this sauce from this shop in Chicago. I don't know where it was. 5 million Scovilles. I don't know if that's true. I don't know.
That sounds
know.
fake, but
Honest to God, it probably is fake, but it was the hottest shit I've ever tasted in my life. And when the instant he took a bite out of it, he was running outside. He wanted a milkshake. Dude was like about to throw up. I mean,
see, it's not even
bad
fun for
stuff.
me, dude. That's the thing. McKenna used to be really bad with spicy food. When we first started dating, we would go to B-dubs, or if we went anywhere where there was something spicy, she would get it. And like we would like usually when you go out to eat, you know, at least for me, like I love food. I enjoy eating a lot of food. I'm somewhat of a slow eater as well, but I like to just talk and like eat food, whatever, right? Usually you're just like chilling, having a good conversation, you eat a little food. She would be at fucking war with whatever the fuck she was eating, bro, sweating, fucking crying, just like just eating this food. And I would be like, why are you doing that to yourself? But she insisted that she liked it, even though now she doesn't do it anymore because I think she's gotten past it. But are you someone who like, if you see something on the menus that like, oh, this is our hottest, whatever, you have to try it?
Hell no.
Okay.
No, I gotta do it. It's the only time I'm gonna have something that hot is for pride, and I don't know if that's an ego problem, but
yeah.
I mean,
have you ever done the Blazing Challenge at B-Dubs then?
no, but I've seen someone do it.
Did they succeed?
No.
That's fair. I've tried a fry with it. Like one of the managers was cool one day and like was like, "Do you guys want to try the blazing sauce?" And we're like, "Oh sure." So he gave us some fries and we each dipped it in. I was like, "Fuck that, dude."
Yeah.
Never.
What's it like? Is it pierce your mouth?
It was like I think maybe because I don't even eat, like, I like buffalo sauce. That's as hot as I like to go. Like some days, if there's too much buffalo on something, I'm like, okay, this is kicking my ass a little bit. Like I know I'm like, maybe I just don't have the palate for it. So like I didn't even taste anything. It was just pain.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's not even close to like what's on Hot Ones or what's on in the shit that your boss is giving. Like I'm sure that shit is even hotter. Yeah. So I just wouldn't even be able to comprehend it. It would just feel like a knife going straight through my tongue.
Yeah. The ones my boss got, that was those are not fun.
No.
Those especially like, God. See, I delivered there the first time I ever did it. I was on my way home. I was like touching my eyes like an idiot.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I was driving too, so I was like swerving. I was like,
and you can't fucking see. You're
going?
just seeing red and fucking mouth is on fire. Yeah, that's not good. You said you delivered though. Okay.
But I did a lot of stuff there.
Okay, so my parents, as you know, owned a pizza place. We got the merch sitting back there somewhere. I don't know if you guys could see. So we've talked a whole lot about pizza places on the show before and working at a pizza place. What is the weirdest shit? Because we get into I always have to ask people this, if they delivered pizzas. Because only other pizza delivery drivers understand this. What's the weirdest shit you've had to go through?
Weirdest shit? Most traumatic shit? Should we narrow this down?
We'll narrow it down. Once we got a comment here from Logan says, Mad Dog 44 Magnum sauce is 4 million Scoville. But there's one hotter called Doomed that's 6.6 million, and it's the world's hottest sauce, I believe. So you may have been... It may have been real, the thing that you said.
He was in Chicago, and he got some shit. He's like he goes to like a bunch of like local shop or like.
What is Buffalo? What's
like
Frank's
like
Buffalo sauce? That's like 1,000.
Maybe like 100.
Oh my god, bro! You ever been to Epic Deli? Yeah. We're talking a lot about food. If you guys haven't eaten dinner yet tonight, turn this episode off.
I haven't eaten dinner yet.
I haven't either actually. But Epic Deli has like this. It's called the. I forget what it's called. It's this fucking like buffalo quesadilla, like fucking grilled cheese. It's super good. But that thing kicks the shit out of me. Yeah. Like it's hard to finish eating. I love how good it tastes, but that's like the only time I've ever like, oh, this thing is actually, by the end of it, I'm like, okay. I'm hot now. I need to stop. But like, so he might have been legit though with the 5 million. If there are other things.
He might have been. I don't know though. Those don't sound like it. It could have been more like 2 million. Maybe I was over exaggerating.
Still fucking $1 million, bro. Buffalo sauce is hot enough. Is 450? 450?
Oh my god!
And there's stuff that's 6 million. Are you fucking kidding? Okay, well, I am. Yeah, my complexion is showing. I guess the lack of melanin in my body. Okay, so you deliver pizzas. Weirdest shit that I guess.
I mean, like one time I'll tell the story, but one time I ran into a garage.
You ran into someone else's? How?
All right, so let's see. This was first week.
Your first week delivering?
Maybe second week. So second week, it was like one of my first Friday nights. And busy night at Friday night. Like we do a lot of sales. Well, they do a lot of sales on Friday nights. So it's probably around 7 o'clock. We're starting to wind down a little bit. I pull into this person's driveway. And I go and grab their pizza. It was a 16-inch pan pizza. You know how much pizza that is?
That's a lot of pizza.
It's like 4 pounds of cheese.
That's good shit.
So I'm walking. I don't know how. And this may be a false memory, but my car slips all the way down the drive. And I just see it roll towards the fucking garage. I drop the pizza. I sprint over to my car. I like literally turn it. I took the keys out of the fucking ignition. It's 1 inch away from this guy's Mercedes Benz, and the guy comes out. He's like, well, I'm glad you didn't hit my Mercedes.
Oh
and then they
my
let me come in
God.
their house. They even gave me like a 20% tip, but like,
The pizza was the pizza fucked or was pizza okay?
they didn't complain about the pizza.
Oh,
So
He's
think the
probably
pizza
just
was
like,
okay.
thank the fucking Lord this kid didn't break my Mercedes.
Yeah.
So you crashed into like the closed garage?
Yeah, closed garage. It was
Damn.
I mean, imagine a garage,
Yeah.
right? And then just imagine a car that's inside of the
fucking
garage.
through that shit, dude.
Yeah.
That is. Would anything ever? What happened? Follow up of that? Anything?
Yeah, so I went inside their house and I was like, "Listen, I'll pay for this. Just please don't tell my boss. I like this job. I want to keep this job."
Yeah.
So I get back and on the way there, I'm driving back and on the way, my boss is like, "So are you like almost back?" And I'm like, "Yeah," thinking I like maybe like got myself out of this because I told him I was gonna pay for it. So I get back. He's like, "Why don't you have a seat in my office?"
Oh fuck.
And he's like, "Did you hit someone's garage?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Maybe. What do you determine as a garage? What do we define?
What do we
what do we
calling it?
define hitting a garage? I drove through it kind of. That's
So he sits me down. He's like, next time, just let me know when you do this. That way, maybe we can get some pictures. So I don't have to pay any extra money.
So
and
he had to pay for it.
Yeah, he had to pay for
Oh
it.
shit! Do you
I
have
got
do you have
lucky,
his
dude.
shit on the car, like his like logo or whatever, like a little
No,
pizza thing? Oh, okay,
no, we didn't
Interesting.
do stuff like that.
interesting.
But I mean, yeah, I was in
That would've
debt to
made-
them after that.
Yeah,
They paid for it though, and
and
they're the
didn't-
only ones who never like actually brought it up. Everyone else made fun of me for like 2 years.
Oh wow,
Uh.
that's fucking crazy. Those people still order?
Oh yeah.
Do you know?
I've
Oh,
delivered
that's
them-
fantastic.
I've delivered them afterwards.
You guys laugh about it now, like, oh, dude, remember that's
Nice garage.
Yeah, damn,
Yeah.
that's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never had anything like that. I talked about it a while back on the show, so I won't rehash the whole story. But there was this guy that my dad he would order every day, every
Mhm.
single day. Most of the time, he would literally just get like a beef sandwich with fries, and he would always want no salt. And he was this really really old guy. And I just remember the order because it was weird. It was every single day, and we would show up. He lived on the lake here in town,
Mhm.
and pull up, and you literally would knock at the door and be there for 45 minutes. And he's like senile.
Yeah.
Like eventually he would hear you get to the door, but like the walk was like this
Mm-hmm.
slow waddle, right? And he waddle up to the door, and it would after he opened the door, he would have you come in every time. He'd be like, "Fuck, bro," and then he would then write the check.
Mm-hmm.
And you'd have to fucking scream 12 times, what the number, like how much the bill is. And he would just sit there and not get it. And eventually he writes you the check and he would give it to you. You'd go on with your day. So we'd always save that delivery. Like even if he fucking ordered at 4:00 right when we opened, like I'm waiting for the next 3 deliveries to come in.
Yeah.
I'm going to take those. And on my way back, I'll drop this fucking beef off because no. And literally ordered every single day. All of a sudden he didn't order for like 5-6 days. My dad called the fucking police and fire department to go check on him.
Mm-hmm.
He was fucking dead.
No way.
Literally, nobody knew.
No way.
They found out this man died because he stopped ordering our pizza or our food.
Yeah. Wow.
It's fucking crazy, dude.
How long ago was that?
Well, now at this point, 5 years, probably 5 years. It happened once, 2 years before that too.
Okay.
So it happened twice while we
Damn.
owned the business, where like there was a person that would order every single day, and then like they stopped ordering. No, the first time it happened, I think my dad went to the guy's house to like check on him because they were close, kind of. And yeah, so it was fucked up, man.
When did Big Al's close?
2017, late 2017.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
It is. I was
When
I was
we
very
moved,
sad.
we used to come up here all the time and get Big Al's. So
Yeah, it was the bomb for a while.
We were sad, man.
I
Honest to God,
feel the
props to you.
sadness.
We
I want to get there's a sign is still in town. It's underneath these other people's sign. Like they just wrapped their sign over it. It's like a nylon thing over top. And I'm wondering if I could go get that. Just like be like, hey, how much for the sign? I want it. I would just stick it back here. Put new lights in it. That'd be pretty sick. But delivering pizza, man, delivering pizza shapes you in a way that people don't understand. Like it's such a fantastic fucking job where it's like you are you're getting a pizza every night, every other night, you're by yourself just jamming to music most of the time,
literally for 5 hours straight.
yeah.
I mean,
Then you're just handing pizzas off and getting tipped out on that.
Oh.
Like you're not That's it, bro. It's like literally the graviest job ever. But the shit that you go through is so fucking weird. Like I've had people hand me blunts. I've had a gun pulled on me. Like I've had the dumbest shit happen to me while I'm delivering pizzas.
Yeah, I've delivered to, let's just say, some questionable people.
What's the worst kind of person you deliver to?
Worst kind, dude. Like snowstorm. You just know when you get there, you're gonna have to call. You're gonna have to knock. You're gonna like several times.
And you know they ordered because they didn't feel like driving.
Yeah, and
but they're gonna have this kid who's 16, 17 years old, just got his license.
And it's a steep ass driveway that my car. It's like a 2-wheel front wheel drive, so I'm like barely getting up the driveway. So probably that kind of person. Then they tip like $2 or something.
Yeah,
so.
it's fucked up, man.
How many deliveries would you do in like a night, like a Friday night?
Oh, Friday night. It depends on the. I guess like in the summertime too, like when Twin Lakes like population doubles. I mean, it's probably safe to do like you do between like 20 and 40, I think, like if it was like really busy. But we also, depending on the night, like if we had like it was a Friday, like we'd have like 2 or 3 delivery drivers. So then you're gonna lower that amount down because they're splitting it. Yeah. But my dad actually just commented and said he just explained the story I just said, where he once had a guy that ordered and never tipped every day, and then the one day he didn't order, and my dad asked the police to go do a welfare check on him, and they found 100 Big Al's pizza boxes in his house.
Wow.
So that is awesome. That's fantastic. That's dedication right there. Props to him, keeping the lights on. For me.
Those are the people you depend on.
Yeah, that's what you need. No, it's crazy. Like when you're working in a pizza place, it's just a fun environment. It's not. I've worked in bars, retail, everything. I think pizza was the most fun place to work at.
Yeah, honest to God, I can't agree more.
Yeah,
I worked at Goodwill. I worked at
Goodwill. How was Goodwill?
That's probably my. I don't even know. It's
because
depending on who you're working with. That is key for that job.
What kind of beef happens at Goodwill between workers? Oh
God, man! Between workers or between people donating?
People donating. Yeah,
people donating get pissed. I mean, sometimes like they'll come in and there's just like god awful shit, like shit that you can't take, and they're just like using you as a dumpster, pretty much.
Do they get mad? Can you guys turn shit away?
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
I mean, like, unfortunately, Goodwill has to throw away a lot of stuff. Yeah, just because
it makes sense. Well,
logistically, it doesn't make any sense. Like, if you have 300 people donate, you can't keep 300 people's worth of stuff in one store. You just don't have the capital for that. But like, let's say this one lady came in one time, all right? She's got 3 bags, and they're like painter's bags, so they're real thick. You can't smell through them. She comes in, she drives up to my Libertyville donation center where I'm the only person working there. I got my carts, right? I roll up next to her, doesn't say hi to me, opens the door, throws the bags in, doesn't say anything, doesn't want a receipt so she can write off the taxes. I waddle back inside, I open up the bags, and you know what the clothes smell like?
What's that?
Straight cat piss. Like, they're covered, they're drenched. Like, some cat just took a humongous piss on this.
It's probably a
giant
cat in
pile
there.
of clothes. Once I saw it, I just threw it away. I was like,
that's so fucking crazy, dude. They I guess I didn't think about it like that. Dude, my brother, he does he did like vintage clothing flipping. He still does it, and he would go to like Goodwills, and he said he calls it like going to the bins. Do you have people that like wait for you guys to get donations to like check shit out like immediately as you guys are stocking stuff? How does that work? Or how do you guys like let them? At what point are they allowed to buy shit from you guys? Or how soon after donation?
Have you been in the one in Round Lake?
No, I've been at the one in McHenry. Is that or is that? No, that wouldn't be considered. Would it?
No, we've been to the one in McHenry.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The one in McHenry.
Well, the one in Round Lake, they got a system. You drive up, you donate. In the warehouse, we put everything in these things called 45s. They're these big black containers that just hold a bunch of shit.
Kind of like a tub on wheels. I've seen those.
Those are like what we put the stuff in.
Oh, okay.
So we take stuff in the tubs and we put them in the containers, and then you take a forklift, and there's probably 150 containers filled of donations.
Who
and
goes
they just
through
take
that shit?
Pricers.
Wow.
People making like $11 an hour.
How
So
how does it
minimum
work?
wage shop.
Do they just like what's the like system for pricing things? Is it just up to them? They're like, yeah, $11.
Yeah,
Really?
It's like, well, there's a system, but if it's like it's pretty much up to you. Like if you think it's a nice thing, you'll be like, hey, manager, like, can you do a price check on this? And then they'll do that. But pretty much it's like this is $5, this is $6, this is $7.
My favorite pair of shoes that I own still to this day, I got at Goodwill, and they were $7. A pair of like flamingo, they're like green and pink Vans. They have flamingos on them.
Dude, you can find the best shit at Goodwill.
Yeah, I mean most of the time I find nothing, but when you find something good, it's usually like holy fuck. And I know now that it was just some kid who was like, I don't know what Vans are, $7. Like they were like, I mean they're destroyed now because I wear them all the time, but they were in pretty good condition when I got them. You ever get any good? How does it work for like pickups? Like if you work at Goodwill, like
you get 50, like
you get 50% off.
Maybe 30%.
Do you get to buy? Can you buy shit before it goes to the floor or no?
No,
Okay,
that's like the number one rule. You can't set stuff aside. So
Mm.
at the end of the night, though, like once you're closed, you can be like, "Hey, Brian, I want to buy this," and like he'll let you buy it. But
That's kind of cool though. What's the coolest shit you've ever picked up from Goodwill?
probably my extended Lord of the Rings film set.
Oh
I
really?
got all 3 of them for like $10.
Damn.
It's like $100
Yeah.
thing.
That's pretty insane. I wonder who donated that, dude. You ever think about that when like you're looking through it, like, man, this was probably a couple people were in a fight. Like some shit that's in there, I'm like, dude, this is
Yeah.
definitely like a breakup. Like somebody was in a fight and they're like, I'm not giving this shit back.
Yeah,
Fucking
dude.
donating it. And it's like, there's no way Lord of the Rings should be in there for fucking $10, bro.
Yeah, man, I definitely broke the rules on that one. I set that one aside. I was like, I'm getting that at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It was this one time though. Like, if you want to hear a crazy story about
Yeah.
Goodwill, this person comes in and they're like, "Yeah, I just broke up with my boyfriend. I want to get rid of all their shit before like they come back and want to like fuck me over." And
Is that
just,
like quasi theft?
I don't know. I'm just a worker,
You
right?
know,
So
yeah.
I'm just telling him like, "Hey, stop talking. I'll just put the shit in here and then we'll be done." All right. So we take things out and there's this big chest at the end of the whatever they were. It's probably a truck. I don't remember. But so we take the chest out and then the managers saw the chest and they were like, "Hey, we want to sell the chest separately. Make sure you get everything out."
Yeah.
We open up the chest and there's literally hundreds of sex toys in this chest. And we just dump it out in the bin and we're like, "Are you sure you wanted us to like
Yeah.
sell this shit?" Or
Yeah.
so it might have been the craziest shit.
Does Goodwill sell sex toys or no?
No.
What do you guys do with them? Was your boss
That
like,
was-
who wants them?
That was probably something we threw away.
Yeah, that's fair.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, dude, that could have made some people really happy. It's
Really, really happy.
really, really happy. That's sad. McKenna asks, do they wash anything before they sell it?
I'm gonna plead the fifth. On that.
Yeah, I don't
I
think.
don't want to screw over.
The
Goodwill.
one other question I had about Goodwill is do they how much do you trust their electronics? Like, do they like test them before? Because sometimes there's like shit in there, and I'm like, look at these headphones, or like look at this thing. I'm like, there's no way this fucking thing works, or like a VCR or like something. Like, how do they check shit, or like games? Do they like pop it in at something to be like, yeah, this works? Or
Yeah, that's
they just
no.
they're just like, oh, it's here. If you're buying it at Goodwill, you get what you get.
I mean, it's marked down considerably.
Yeah.
Like 70%. But
Yeah.
no, I don't think they check anything.
That makes sense.
Unless it's like a high line item or TVs, they'll check something you can plug in. But like a game,
Yeah.
like they don't have an Xbox on standby.
We should donate some PS5s just to troll them, dude. That would be
Brand new PS5s.
Brand new PS5s, just donate it. Just open it once and then bring it to them. Like, I don't know if it works, but.
Yeah, this shit sucks.
Logan says Goodwill bins are different than normal Goodwills. They're called Goodwill outlets, and
Yeah.
that's where you get the clothes by the pound.
So-
okay.
So I worked at the Round Lake Goodwill and then I worked at a Libertyville donation
Okay.
center. So I used to send a report out every day. So I had like the info on how many donations everyone got, and like the outlets would get they don't get like, they might have donations, but they get like transports. So whatever I would get at my donation center,
You're sending that to other places.
they would literally send like cages. So imagine maybe like a 7 foot tall cage by 3 feet,
Yeah.
and it's 3 by 7 by 3 by 6.
Yeah.
Is probably filled with clothes, and they just.
That's crazy, dude.
So.
Yeah, dude, that's wild, man. I had a friend. I don't know if he doesn't still work at Goodwill, but he worked at one in Milwaukee, and I heard some interesting stuff too. So that's funny.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
You probably see more sketchy people at Goodwill than delivering.
Really? Because I thought like when I started going to Goodwill a lot was like when I was like a senior in high school, and then like throughout college, and now like I go every once in a while. And I noticed a lot of like white suburbia people like middle-aged white women being like, oh, like can I get a good deal on some plates or something, and it's like, why? So I wasn't sure. I felt like it was kind of defeating the purpose of like, it's like you could afford new plates, maybe someone who can't afford them could get them, but then here I am buying Vans at $7, so I can afford Vans.
Demographics play a role for sure, because in Round Lake you don't see that.
Okay.
You see a lot more
that's fair.
minorities.
Diversity, yeah. That's fair. Goodwill also takes really nice items and auctions them online on their website.
That's true.
Yeah, that's what. So we did a video a while back where we donated a bunch of shit to Goodwill, and it was like for 300 subscribers. We donated like 300 items to Goodwill, and then
that's
my
clever.
my uncle was like telling me that Goodwill is like for profit, and that it's not like. It was a good idea, but you're not really like giving back to like people as much. Like they're marking it down, but they're still making money on it, as opposed to like if you were to like donate it to, I don't know where the fuck you donate it to, but just somebody that's like not selling it. And I was like, shit.
There's been a lot of Goodwill slander.
There is. Do you have some rebuttal to this slander? 'Cause we've been shitting on
I did
them.
a lot of research back when I worked at Goodwill, because I was always like, well, do I really want to work here? I mean, I could go work at like somewhere else, but
Salvation Army.
The CEO of Goodwill, like the company, he makes $450,000 a year. Back in 2018.
Yeah.
So of course there's like
but he's still worth more than that. He's still making more money than that. That's just what he gets paid from Goodwill.
No, that was his total profit sharing and everything totaled $450K.
Really?
The last year I worked there. And I figured where I worked, there was 5 or 6 people at a time who had a disability, who needed a job. I figured if there's 1,000 Goodwill stores, then that's 6,000 disabled people who don't have a job.
Yeah.
I figured
that is one thing I've heard that they do.
That's like their main goal.
Yeah.
Is to help disabled people, like homeless veterans.
That's a
lot of people.
That's an admirable cause, I think.
Yeah, and I don't know about the money side. I never looked into any financial statements.
Yeah.
I'm sure people can make a great argument, but
yeah,
I'd say generally they're not doing it solely.
They're
not a publicly traded company.
Yeah.
They're it's maybe for profit, but it's not publicly traded.
That's fair. There's good in the name. It's Goodwill. It's not all bad, right? Not all evil.
Bad will.
Yeah, come on. Logan says a sharing center is where you can donate your stuff to, I think. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, no, I'm always weird too. I used to like always round up, like when like McDonald's or Taco Bell, do you want to round up and save, or help these kids wherever, help these animals, whatever. Until like I realized, like when I went to college and I'm taking like economics classes and shit, and I'm realizing like why they do that. Like, don't get me wrong, does a good thing, but it's just a tax write-off for them, where it's like, oh, we donated this amount of money. It's like, no, you fucking didn't. You got me at the checkout every time to feel bad and give you that money so you could give it and say you did a good thing. Let me just do the good thing. So it's kind of interesting that places how they'll word things. Now I mentioned that you went to Lakewood. That's the grade school that I went to. It's 2 seconds from where we're recording this podcast right now. You moved when you were in 5th grade. Was that weird? Moving that young?
Was that weird? Yeah. It was awful.
Really?
I had no friends.
I'm always curious because, like, I didn't have to do that, and I always hear about it. Like, and I hear sometimes like famous people talk about, oh, I moved around a lot, so I wasn't, I didn't have like one group of friends, or people that move at a certain ages like can affect you in different ways. Like, what was, at least 5th grade still. I don't know. That's still tough because you already have your friends and stuff a little bit. I don't know when. I don't think there is a good time to move. You know.
I thought 5th grade in the long run was probably a good time.
If you hold off any longer, it just gets worse.
I was pre-puberty. I wasn't quite, I hadn't developed anything yet.
That's fair.
So I was happy with the decision. I mean, Illinois is see, I don't know, but I like Wisconsin more. It's hard to say. I'd love to move back to Wisconsin, but I have some good friends. I have some bad friends.
Yeah. That's fair. I mean, because I always think like people like so you moved after 5th grade? It's like going into 6th grade?
Very end of 5th grade.
So like going into junior high,
Yeah.
you changed schools. I always wonder like, at least that, I feel like at like a break, maybe it could either be, I feel like you can make an argument for it being better or worse. Because, like someone might, right before they go to high school, like if you moved, at least like you're going to be at the same high school now for the next 4 years, as opposed to like if you moved in the middle of high school or in the middle of junior high, at least you kind of got it like right before you got there. So maybe that kind of helped you, build some better bonds with people. How is like the first day of school being the new kid? Because I never got that, no.
Oh, dude, I have a terrible story.
Oh, no.
So I moved to this school called Oakland, and I only went there for 6 weeks. And
so then you were a new kid again somewhere else.
Yeah, but everyone was a new kid after that,
okay.
So it was okay. So I went to Oakland for 6 weeks. This is a side story, but so when I played basketball there, they asked me to stop because apparently I was too annoying.
They
in
asked you to
5th grade.
They said you're
I was
too
like,
annoying?
Yeah, and I was the new kid, and I was like, fuck, man, cut me a break.
What were you doing that was so annoying?
I don't know, but then after that,
What is that conversation like? What is that? How does that come up?
I don't know, but
does
fifth
a
grade,
coach say that to you, or?
No, it was this kid named Matt Ott.
Oh,
And now he's like this little 5'6" blonde kid. But
okay.
That's beside the point.
So this guy. Oh, so was somebody on the team was like, "Hey, man."
No, it was at recess. It was at recess.
Oh, this is sad. I thought it was more cringe than sad. Now it's sad.
Yeah, it's okay. Don't worry about it.
That's fucked up.
So later, after 5th grade, in 8th grade, at this new junior high, I guess, this girl said, yeah, when you first moved here, we all thought we were going to get this, like, cool new kid. And then we got this, like, little fat ginger kid.
Oh,
and that's who,
somebody said that to you?
Yeah, man. In 8th grade. And I was like, wow, why are you
You're a
telling me this?
bitch.
Like, what's going on here?
Damn.
But
that's terrible.
it's okay.
That's so bad, dude. What did you say in response to that?
I think I left the room.
Yeah.
I just
That's
walked
a
out.
valid response,
I
I
was like,
think.
Teacher, you deal with this. I don't want to be here right now.
Damn, bro, that's fucked up. I just can't imagine I can't imagine saying those. I mean, even though I know kids are really stupid and unfiltered and will just say dumb shit, but that's crossing the line. That's ridiculous.
I think she topped it off with saying, you're pretty good now, but back then you were awful. It's like,
God.
But I don't.
In what way are you just okay, sorry for existing. Sorry that I got plopped at this school. I didn't, I didn't choose to be here. Yeah. That's crazy, dude. I never. Whenever new kids came in, I always from the opposite perspective, right? Where I went to the same schools, that never moved or anything. When new kids would always come in, I was always like, oh, that's cool. It's a new it's kind of oh, it's like a new season of this show that I call my life. There's a new character, and it's most of the time I wouldn't end up really be hanging out with them or anyways, but it's I don't know, they're just a person. Why are you putting stock? Is everyone placing bets oh, he's gonna be cool, he's gonna be cool, tall, brunette, strong, best basketball player? Nah, we got the ginger. Fuck.
We got this fucking little pudgy ginger.
Fuck this guy, bro.
Yeah. No, it ended up working out. I mean, I don't think I ever talked to her again. So
that's fair.
I don't think she was the highest quality lady.
Well, if you're seeing this, fuck you.
Yeah,
Dtalks
fuck you,
Dtalks has
Emily.
beef with you now, Emily. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck Emily.
Shit. Well, that's the difference between Wisconsin and Illinois, man. That's why I want to come back.
You think people are more rude in Illinois?
Oh yeah. I don't know. I feel like maybe you have your more niche circles in Wisconsin. You got some smaller towns, but
yeah, that's fair.
Suburban Illinois is mean.
Oh yeah. That makes sense. They're the reason that SoundCloud rap blew up is suburban Illinois. Those are the Lil Pump fans. So
yeah,
we can they can get shit on for that. So, no, I know a couple good guys. I know a couple friends of mine actually that are gonna be upset because they live in like suburban Illinois. So sorry to you guys, but you'll have to take that L. So you mentioned that this woman commented on your hair.
Yeah.
Did people make fun of you a lot for that? Because I think that's bullshit.
Oh, dude.
I kind of think sometimes I think like red hair is kind of sick.
It's sick in
being
retrospect,
honest.
but it's like it was tough growing up. It's
Yeah.
not something you want as a kid.
No,
like
yeah, that
now,
makes sense.
21, you get some minimal life experience, and you're like, all right, hair is not everything. Like
Yeah.
people just make fun of you. To make
You got
fun
good
of
hair. You got the curls. Like we rocking the same,
Yeah,
same shit.
I was
bro.
gonna ask you what you like conditioner you use.
I don't know. It's some earth natural thing. It's good. It's really good. McKenna gets it. It's a shampoo bar. So it's like
Okay.
less waste, no like bottle or whatever. But you have to like, it's kind of it's really good, works really good, but it is a little annoying to like have to like rub it in to
I
your
got
hair
you.
as opposed to like, when you just have the bottle, man, you just, and it's there. This you have to get wet and like your hair has to be kind of wet, and it's just taking some getting used to, but it works.
I mean, I've got some good stuff. I'm not gonna name drop because they're not paying me.
Yeah, they're not paying, they're not sponsoring the pod, so
Yeah,
no.
exactly. Maybe someday.
Maybe that'd be cool. That'd be really cool. So okay, so you've got the curly locks, the red hair has treated you well later in life.
I'd say it's better once you get a little older.
Do women fetishize
Oh yeah.
gingers? Really?
Yeah, honestly.
I'm looking at you, Alyssa.
We actually talked about that when we first started dating. I was like, I appreciate you. You don't really comment on my hair much.
Yeah.
Like I've had some people who are like, I'm only into gingers, and I was like, I'm only into people who are not into gingers.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
goodbye.
Yeah. It's so weird. You know what's weird to me? And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm off on this. When people have like super specific types,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's very exclusionary, very fucking weird, narrow-minded, and borderline in some cases racist. Where like people, I know black guys that'll be like, I only date white women, or I know the same reverse where it's like, and it's just like, how can you literally say? And I'll be like, isn't that kind of fucked up? No, bro, blah, blah, blah. And they'll give me some bullshit ass reason. I'm like, and whatever. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm willing to have that dialogue with somebody that wants to combat me on it, but I just don't understand how that it's like. I don't know. You're allowed to have your type. I guess you're allowed to like what you like, but for me, it's not like if it comes down to like, oh, your hair is this color, and so I cannot be with you, or oh, your skin is that color, so I can't be. It's like, okay, so what if you were blind? Like you wouldn't, so you just wouldn't date anybody. You wouldn't know. You'd have to ask, and I could lie to you. Be like, yeah, no, I am black.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't know.
See, I've always looked at people who are kind of like who are like that, and they really only prefer one kind of person. And I always think they kind of are like hiding something. Like
maybe they're into something else that they
like
don't want to admit.
Maybe they're like projecting how they feel about one person, but like in reality they're like, man, I really want that.
Oh, okay.
Like,
So maybe trying to do a little misdirection so people don't know what
yeah,
they're
but
into.
also I could just be overthinking it.
Yeah.
I mean, there are people who just dig some things,
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like, I feel like I don't want to like shame, because like there's this, you don't want to like kink shame people or whatever. People are into whatever they're into. But if you're just like, oh, I only date big booty Latina chicks, I'm like, bro, like that's kind of fucked up to like I'm only gonna date. I don't know. At least to me, and maybe I'm wrong, but it's just kind of interesting. So, but women have fetishized a man with red hair.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
I've couple for sure, but
I had some red in my beard a while back.
Yeah,
it came and it went.
For some reason, a lot of people get like red in the beard. But they don't have it in the hair.
Yeah, no, one of my uncles has red hair, and I think a couple of my aunts. So
Not
like
your dad's side.
my dad's side.
Okay.
So like, but I think isn't your hair usually like it's your mom's dad's side, right?
I mean, I think that might be. It's like
for balding,
it's
like
a true myth-ish.
Okay, yeah.
If that makes any sense.
But so there is some red hair in my family, but yeah, I don't know. So I had it for a little bit. It would be like coming right here, and it's gone now. Yeah. It kind of looked weird on me though, so I was a little sad when I got it.
I like what you got going on.
It's fine
So I
as
think
is. You know, I don't think red would help me where I have right now.
You never know. Once you go red,
Is there another?
really fumbled that one.
Yeah, I was waiting for the second line. Like, oh, this is gonna be good.
I was gonna think of something.
Yeah, start it.
Halfway
Sometimes
through.
I just start a sentence. Oh, that was good. Johnny said once you go red, you'll never want to leave bed. The bed. Bed. I butchered it too. We're all butchering it. So you said this is your first time on a podcast. We were talking before we went live.
Yeah.
Do you watch podcast or listen to podcasts?
Occasionally.
Who-
I
who
like some podcasts.
Who do you listen to?
I like
Who are the big players?
I like Dungeons and Daddies.
Oh,
You ever
okay.
heard that?
I have heard of that.
Yeah.
Do they play D&D? I never watched it, but
It's
I've
like
heard of it.
it's
Or do they
like
just
a
talk
step it's like a step above the role playing, and they're like really embrace the characters.
Really? So you play? I don't know how to play D&D.
I have never played D&D.
Really?
I just think it's like. I think
Would
it's
you?
Funny. Yeah. You know, my mom made a comment about it, and she's like, you know, if you play D&D, you're never gonna get any girls. And I was like, what do you know? Like,
There are
this is
hella
one of the
bitches that
most-
be playing D&D, bro.
but who even cares?
Yeah. Well, yeah. If you like it, who cares?
I would
yeah.
definitely play D&D.
You know, the guy who made or created D&D is from Lake Geneva.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they
That's
have
cool.
like a big convention there, I guess, every
Every
once
year?
in a while.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's every year, but it's every once in a while. And
Mhm.
one of my friends knows him. I actually was supposed to reach out to him. I'm gonna get him on the show one of these days.
Yeah.
But I haven't played D&D. Maybe he'll teach me live. That would be interesting.
You know, it seems very accessible.
It
If I'm
seems
being
like you
honest.
kind of just do what you want in a way.
It's all based on like whether or not you can like get a role. And if you can't, then
It's borderline acting
yeah, it's
with rules.
it's like
agreed upon rules. So acting, basically, yeah,
kinda.
basically
Yeah, it's
acting.
pretty much acting.
Basically acting. We were talking before the episode. You didn't see the new Batman yet.
No, I want to. I was gonna see it 2 days early, but you know.
When are you
things
gonna
came
you gonna see it?
up, soon?
This week, maybe.
I've been a
trying to
Robert
see it this
Pattinson
week.
fan
Really?
since 2017. He did this movie called Good Time. Have you ever seen it?
No.
I highly recommend.
What
It's
about Twilight?
You know, I've
Have you
never
seen 'em?
it. No.
You got. Alyssa hasn't made you watch them.
Well, she tried.
McKenna tried to make me watch.
Have
I
you
love
seen it?
Vampire Diaries, right? I love the show
Have you seen
Vampire
it
Diaries.
the entirety?
Vampire Diaries?
Yeah.
I've watched that show 3 times all the way through.
Wow,
Love
you're
that
better
sh-
man than me.
I love that show. The
Me as
first
well.
couple episodes are a little cringe.
I made 5 seasons,
Okay.
5.5.
We're gonna finish.
You know, one of these days we might finish.
When Elena leaves, I love Nina Dobrev.
No.
There's like oh, okay. Well, she leaves. Spoiler.
Go ahead.
I didn't know if he's never seen you watch it before.
No.
Okay. Well, there's a season where, I mean, you're 5 seasons in, so you know she's kind of just like the problem all the
Yeah,
time,
all the
right? Just
time.
getting damsel in distress the whole time. There's like a season where she's gone, and I love Nina Dobrev, great actress, whatever, cool, character's cool, it's fine. But there's a season where she's gone, and it's a little weird for the first couple episodes. And then after that, you're like, this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
There's kind of like shit going on with like everybody now. It's not just, her.
I
But
hate all the backstabbing, man. It's like you get attached to these characters, and then you like, wow, I really enjoy the relationship here, and then
Y-
fucking gone.
it's like, dude, you will sit there and you'll be like, wow, you know
Sorry.
what? I actually don't mind Matt Donovan anymore. I was like, I like him. And then it'll be like, he just starts crying about vampires and like how he just fucking hate. And you're like, shut the fuck up, bro. It's way cooler than you. Like,
Yeah.
stop. It's bigger than you. Stop. And it's like the same thing where every character, you'll like love them for like 3-4 episodes, and they'll just do something so fucking stupid where you're like, bro. But I love it. It's a roller coaster. I love that show. But Twilight, we tried to watch it. Trash.
Yeah.
Absolutely trash.
You know, I looking back, I feel like maybe my aunt played it, but maybe I've seen the first 2 movies, but I just can't do it.
It was bad, man. It was not good. I mean, I heard they get better, but the first one was so bad that I
You
like.
heard they got better.
I heard like acting wise, production wise, they get better.
Really, I heard they get worse.
Oh,
I heard
fuck.
I heard the books get better, but I heard the
Oh,
production gets much cheesier.
Oh shit!
That's what I heard.
I try. Well, I know. Maybe that is right because I did see a little bit of the second one when she was watching it because I'd just be like going in and out, and it did. The story is ridiculously stupid. Like the fact that there's this guy, just like Jacob in that movie, is not good.
Yeah.
Not good at all.
Yeah.
Are you if you had to choose Edward or Jacob?
I mean, Robert Pattinson all the way.
That's fair.
So.
Yeah.
I love him. He's a great actor.
No, I remember when he got cast, and a lot of people were really upset that he was going to be Batman, and I right away was like, dude, I think it makes the most sense in the world to have either him. I would have been cool with the guy from Vampire Diaries too, Ian Somerhalder. Would have been really cool.
Which one is that?
He's Damon. Damon.
I
think he would. I think he could have done it.
Good.
He's like physical, like he's a big guy, like or he was in really good shape. Yeah, he's not like huge, but he's in pretty good shape, or he was, and so like. And he's got the dark like aesthetic. Like I think him there. If you're playing a fucking vampire,
and it depends.
I feel like it translates.
Bats, right?
Yeah.
And it depends, right? Like if he's got the makeup and he's a pretty boy, then probably not. But if they do it right, and it sounds like they took the right direction. Yeah. I keep hearing it's a lot of. I keep hearing from reviews it's like a very detective like movie, and I just think Robert Pattinson fits that.
I don't want to spoil anything either because I haven't seen it, obviously. But the only thing I did hear about it that was kind of intriguing to me too is that it's like his first. It's this Batman's like first like year or so of being Batman. Like it's like the beginning of him becoming like Batman. So it's kind of interesting. He's like a year or two in. Yeah. And so it's kind of fun in that way. I'm really excited to see it. We're close to the hour mark. I wanted to ask you some kind of off the wall questions. You don't have to answer these if you don't want to. These are a little
really are, you know?
Deeper. Yeah, it flew, man. We've been going.
Sorry if that wasn't
No, that was it's been great. What does the perfect life look like to you?
Perfect life?
Perfect life.
Well, if you asked me that 6 months ago, it would have been like owning a couple pizza shops and
Oh, so you really fuck with pizza like that. I respect it.
Well, I was gonna so the original okay, no disrespect to the owners. I love Chris and Susan. Mm-hmm. But the original plan was I was going to work there and work up to like owning part of the shop I was at and then work into becoming like a pretty big role into the next ones that we're going to open. Mm-hmm. And then things happened. I was trying to get school done and they wanted me to come in during school and just scheduling issues happened. And that shit happened. But, 6 months ago, if you asked me, own a couple pizza shops, I was pretty good at it. Yeah. I liked it. It's, it seemed like a great opportunity. But honestly, just maybe owning like a big it doesn't have to be a nice house, but a big backyard. And like a pit bull.
That's
like a good, but a good pit bull. So I have 2 pit bulls right now that are not good pit bulls.
They're not good?
They're my parents and they just don't train them well.
So they're misbehaving a lot, quite a bit. That's fair. Wow, that's a neat picture right there. A big backyard, a couple pit bulls. That's not bad. I think that's a perfect life. Yeah, you could get there. Yeah. You're a few years away, bro. You got that easy. You could get that tomorrow.
Right? Well,
not tomorrow. Soon, maybe.
I mean,
who knows what this episode will do, man? You start your own podcast.
Tell Alyssa maybe I'll blow up.
That would be crazy. So that I asked you. So what does a perfect life look like for you? The reason I ask is because like I've been trying myself to like figure out what it means to be happy though. Like because I definitely I've struggled with mental health issues for sure, and I've talked about them a lot on this podcast, but I don't know if it's actually because I'm like not happy with the situation I'm in, or if it's because I'm not sure what even happiness is to me, and so that's why I wanted to ask you today. Was like, what would be the perfect life for you? Because I think it's interesting to hear what other people's things are, because sometimes people will give you like, especially people that I talk to, because I talk to people in social media and shit, they'll be like, oh, I want to have this many followers or this many views on this, like whenever I upload or whatever. And I'm like, and I know that's not it because I hear it. I'm like why? Like that's your goal, is to have a number, not like just be fulfilled or whatever. But then here I am trying to do that, and I'll still find myself being stressed out, like upset with myself every day. So,
well, I don't know. I mean, obviously it's different for everybody, but my old bosses, Chris and Susan, they before I left on my last day, they sat me down and said, obviously you have a place here, blah, blah, blah. If you want a job, just talk to me. Just remember, everything in your life requires balance. So you can have the great work ethic, but if you have no personal life, your life is meaningless. right? So you got to have the good work life. You have to have the good personal life. Then there's a third part to that, and that's just doing what you want to do. You know, personal life is great, but let's say your personal life revolves around your girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
You know, personal life can't revolve around your girlfriend. Your personal life, your happiness has to stem from yourself.
Yeah.
So,
can't have someone else fill the hole, or else you're putting stock in somebody else to make you happy, and then they're now essentially a tool to give you happiness. You're not loving that person. You're not with that person. They're just filling a void. You know, and I think that definitely makes sense.
Yeah, but it's definitely you know, probably could break it down in 100 parts, but ultimately, like, have the great work ethic. It seems like you do. You know, next, achieve that personal fulfillment.
Yeah.
You'll be happy.
Yeah.
And I try and be happy. It's my goal.
I think it's all of our goals to some extent, right? Try to be happy.
If you talk to my coworkers, they'll probably tell you I'm the happiest person alive.
Really? You're a cheerful guy at work?
I try to be. I try and be very hardworking.
You kind of strike me as a guy that would maybe lay a couple dad jokes in every once in a while. Yeah, I could see that.
I don't have any ready right now.
Yeah.
So don't.
But like I could see you like in passing at work, like just like I don't even know, but you know, just that tone, like it's like that, like that raising of like there's a dad joke. Yeah. I could see that. I do that too sometimes.
Yeah,
probably not as much, but yeah, try to make it fun for myself when I am at work, because it's otherwise it's like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah. At the end of the day, you gotta go home.
Yeah.
You gotta be happy with yourself.
Do you believe though too? Do you believe, because it sounds like what you're talking about with balance, it sounds like you're separating what you want to do and work, like, you know, because you had work, you had family, and then you had what you want to do. You know, what makes you happy, right? Do you think what happens if what you're doing what you want to do for work? Like if that's what you want to be doing, and then you're also having to get paid for that.
You know, it's a good question.
That's where the problem stems for me, because that's where, and I was just curious maybe what your thoughts were, because the thing is for me is I love making podcasts. I love recording music. I love that shit. So I've been trying to remind myself that when I get really stressed out, is like, oh, love the process. You love what you're doing. Don't get down. But the lines are blurry between like my life. These are the things I like to do, and it's what I'm working on. So it gets blurry, and then all of a sudden I haven't taken a break, or like I was saying earlier, I forget to eat for hours, and then.
Well, you like to make podcasts, right?
Yeah.
Well, this is the time, right? You're making the podcast.
Yeah.
So the managerial stuff, and I don't know, what'd you get your degree in? You said
marketing.
Marketing.
Yeah.
So that
right
shit
up the
is
alley.
Probably that shit is probably. Sorry if I keep swearing.
No, it's totally. You can say whatever the fuck you want to say.
Okay.
You can say.
Gotcha. But it sounds like maybe the stuff you're talking about, and especially beforehand, you were talking about, you know, getting stressed out about making thumbnails, doing other maybe marketing work.
Yeah.
But you know, I mean, I think you have to at least make time, and it doesn't matter at what point in your life you are, but you got to make the time to do the thing that you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So if making podcasts is what you love, then you gotta find the time to make the podcast.
Yeah.
I think that the things you love, if we're gonna boil it down, are rewards at the end of the day.
Okay.
So, you know, if you only reward yourself, at the end of the day, you're gonna have a serotonin burnout, and then you're not gonna want to do it anymore.
You're kind of just suffering the rest of every day, the rest of the 24 hours.
And I mean, I think every single person has fallen victim to it. I've seen literally every single person I've encountered has, you know, at least in my personal life, has
had days like that.
Yeah, and they do whatever they want for, you know, a couple weeks on end, or maybe a couple months on end. It's like, at some point, you're gonna be unbalanced. So you're at one pillar of your life is gonna be unfulfilled. So you may have the personal happiness, which is great, but also, do you want the personal happiness while you're slumming in your mom's house when you're like 40?
Yeah,
like,
or you're bumming off friends' couches to just stay somewhere.
And you know, no disrespect, everyone's got a different path, but that's not something I want to do.
How do you stay balanced, personally? How do you work to stay balanced?
That's the
Because
that's the tough one right
that's
there.
a tough one, man. That's the
You know-
thing I find with a lot of when I seek, because I've been reading a lot more, and that's been helpful for sure. But when I seek advice sometimes, and I just am always curious, so like I'm not looking to you to be my therapist and be like, Darren, you know what, this is exactly what you need to do. But I always find that the answers are always a little bit more complicated than we like to admit.
Yeah,
When it comes to balance, especially.
I would definitely say the happiest times of my life, regardless of my girlfriend and stuff, are the times when my schedule's full. When my schedule's full, and then I finally have a week after 5 months of just grinding. 5 months of wrestling that I've just been practicing, and I finally fulfilled my goal, like make the state tournament, whatever, in high school, and then I get that week, and then I'm done.
It's like
that's the best. So I've always found that if I can fill my time, and at the end of there's always light at the end of the tunnel, and once I see that light and I can feel it and I can touch it, that's when I'm happiest.
How long until the next thing though? That's where I think a lot of people struggle, is they go.
You could make an argument that's human nature though.
Yeah, but that's where I think and that's why I guess a lot of what I've been reading and people speaking on is you have to detach from the results of things, because if that's what it was making the state tournament, right? You'll get that week where you're like, yeah, I feel good, but then there'll always be the next thing where you're like, fuck, now I got to stress about this thing or whatever. But from the way you're describing it, it sounds like the excitement is the chase of that. Yeah. So that's the correct thing. That's what a lot of these authors I've been reading talk about is if you love the thing you're doing along the way and you don't care about the results, they'll come. And if you don't care about the results, then you won't be suffering until you get there. So it kind of just cyclically balances back in, where it's like, oh, you don't need the thing, you're going to get the thing, and you're going to love it the whole way there, and it's just going to keep repeating. And it's this weird, if I'm making any sense right now.
Oh, yeah, totally. I mean, it's also comes back to the basic philosophical questions. And
the chicken or the egg, what came first?
Exactly.
What do you think? Who came first?
It's got to be the egg, right?
I don't know. I have no opinion.
We'll
go with the egg.
I'll
agree with you. I don't know. I don't know how. Yeah, it has to be the egg, because where would a chicken have come from?
Well,
but who laid the egg?
I think that's a.
What did you say, Johnny?
A dinosaur.
A dinosaur?
Evolution.
Okay, maybe. Well, I'll ask you this when you're on. I'll ask you this when you're on in a couple weeks. May 2nd. May 2nd, Johnny and Alyssa coming back on.
I'd like to be back on. This was fun, man.
We'll have to have you back on. Before you leave, last question. Who is a celebrity that you're willing to start beef with here today?
Today?
Yeah, that we're going to send some shots to right now.
Political.
Anything.
What kind? Shit.
We can just give him one good fuck so and so.
Fuck Kanye.
Fuck Kanye. Damn. I love Kanye. But I mean,
I like his music, but I mean, come on, bro. You've really.
What's going on with him? And you've been following what's going on with him recently?
The Kim K drama has really set me off against him. But I also, I didn't like how he seemed very uneducated about politics, but had a very big mouth.
When he tried to run for president. Yeah.
And then, pro-Trump.
Yeah. Yeah, it was tough. And then he ran and was running on some interesting things.
Yeah.
You got to watch this documentary. It's cool. They do they touch on that a little bit towards the end.
I think I have to, at least before I come back on.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Maybe we'll talk about that next time you're on. But I appreciate you doing this, man. It's been fun. We look hour and 10 minutes. Do you have any? I guess lastly, right before I bring up our patrons and everything, do you have any questions for me before we wrap?
Yeah, man. I mean, how did you get started in the podcast? Because I would love to, even just have something resembling this. I mean, this is.
Okay. It's crazy.
I don't know if you even truly understand, but I just think this is truly very cool.
Well, thank you. First off, yeah, it's been a minute. It's taken a long time. I just, even when we're chilling, and when I first met you, and we're on the train, everyone's just kind of talking back and forth, and that's why I was like, oh, let's play this stupid question game that I made this up a few years ago, because I just enjoy some of my favorite nights, and I've said this a couple times on the podcast, so people that know don't get mad at me for repeating myself. I my favorite nights are like if there's like a party or somebody's at a bonfire or whatever, and it would be like that small group of people that are like kind of secluded from the party. It's like 5, 6, 7 people chilling around a bonfire. You're just talking shit, like getting into the weirdest conversations. Or even if you're at, when you're at a sleepover and you're young, and when you all decide like, all right, we're gonna stop playing video games, we're gonna stop watching a movie, you turn the lights off and you're just kind of staring at this blank ceiling, and you're just like, bro, but like, what would you do if? And it's just like the stupidest shit, right? And for some reason, I've always found it so fun to have those conversations, and I find it interesting to get to know other people and kind of understand why they think the way that they do, because like I'm trying to figure out myself, like I'm trying to figure out how I think about the world, how I see things. And when I get to ask other people, a lot of times I'm like, I can see their line of logic, and I'm just like, yeah, it doesn't make sense for me. But it's cool to be able to hear it even when it's like that, because it's like I'm learning about myself. I feel like everybody can teach you something, even if it's how not to be. And I think that's the coolest part about it, is like, how do you think and why do you think that way? And then I get to question myself and why I think the way I do. And I think you get to have fun and crack some jokes and laughs along the way. I think that's cool. So that's how I got into it. And then on the technical side, it's buying a lot of mics and ripping your hair out because computers don't work and things like that. But yeah, that's a good question, man. Thank you. But yeah, that's it. This is episode 140. I want a quick shout out to our patrons. They're up on the screen right now. Shout out to you guys. If you guys are interested in getting access to exclusive episodes of the podcast, an exclusive series where I break down how I make and record every single one of my songs, as well as bonus behind the scenes footage of vlogs and music videos. You can go to patreon.com/Darren Rita, and you can support the channel for as little as $1, and you'll get access to all that stuff. So thank you to those guys. And then also quick shout out to Kenosha Auto Insurance for sponsoring this episode. And this has been the